Dietmar Hamann believes Cristiano Ronaldo is the reason why Portugal didn't go further at Euro 2024. The Portuguese were eliminated in the quarterfinals by France, but Hamann thinks the team was good enough to defeat the French and mount a title challenge if not for Ronaldo's presence. Speaking to top offshore sportsbooks, retired Germany international Hamann stated that Ronaldo's insistence of being a centerpiece of the Portugal team is what stopped them from advancing further than they did. In terms of Cristiano Ronaldo's tournament, I think Portugal had a huge chance to go deep into the they didn't get there because he insisted on playing Hamann competition and said. Portugal manager Roberto Martinez said that he had the final say, but I struggle to believe that was the case because Ronaldo would have been taken off or even benched against France. I think he's probably realized as well that he can't cut it anymore at the top. I just found it bizarre for a player of his stature, who has scored more than 1,000 goals in his career, played in the third group game when they have already qualified. It's clear it was because he wanted to be the one who scores in so many consecutive tournaments. Going to a tournament at his age and still making it all about himself, I think that is pretty poor. Ronaldo famously scored in each of the European Championship tournaments he participated in prior to this summer's edition: 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016 and 2020, and could added another unique milestone to his sparkling career had he netted in a sixth tourney. It was the pursuit of that particular milestone, Hamann said, that drove Ronaldo to insist on playing nearly every minute of the tournament at 39 years old. I think it was just an outrageous act of selfishness, he said. It just goes to show that he played an individual sport for the last 20 years. He doesn't care about anyone by himself. He did pretty good at it, you've got to give him credit. He played an individual sport in a team's environment, in a team's game, won a lot of things, got a lot of goals, and he showed how good he was. But I think it was just a shame. He could have gone out of this tournament a hero if he cared about the team, if he showed he was a team player. He pretended to be for 1 or 2 games, but then he went back to his old ways. Hamann invoked the name of Ronaldo's biggest rival, Lionel Messi, in his assessment of the Portuguese icon's play at Euro 2024, stating that the Argentine wouldn't put himself ahead of the team in the same manner Hamann believes Ronaldo did. It's not about his mentality, but you've got to think about the team first, he said. I can tell you one thing, they've been the best players in the world for the last 20 years, but if Messi was in a state where he couldn't help the team anymore, he would 100% not insist on playing. He would say to the manager, you know what, I don't think I can cut it anymore. Start with another formation. If you need me for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes when the other players get tired, I might be able to do a bit of magic. But no way he would have occupied a space where somebody else would have played a much better role. Ronaldo was the only Portugal international to be named in Marca's worst XI. The 39-year-old made 5 appearances at Euro 2024, but did not manage to score, although he did pick up 1 assist. Arsenal and Liverpool stars Oleksandr Zinchenko and Dominik Szoboszlai were also named in the team. The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner headed into his 11th major tournament with big expectations but simply failed to deliver. It is a telling sign that he is not the powerhouse he once was for Portugal. His missed penalty against Slovenia may be the last big moment for him in his country's shirt as he ponders his international future. No player has scored more than Ronaldo's 14 goals at the European Championships. The football icon has a healthy lead over Michel Platini, who netted 9 times in his career for France. Ronaldo was enjoying some well-deserved time off after a grueling season for club and country. He is expected to return to Al Nassr, where he will be hoping to lead them to the Saudi Pro League title. His future with Portugal is yet to be decided, and he may still play at the 2026 World Cup. We all know how it ends. The last shot you see of the victorious captain hoisting the trophy from the now traditional dog's eye view angle below the podium. This implies that the lasting memory from Euro 2024 will be its final act. Of course, tournaments live on in the imagination for reasons other than their last games and identity of the winners. What do you think of more if you hear the words South Africa 2010, the attritional final between Spain and the Netherlands, or the Vuvuzelas? Thankfully, no similar noise pollution has marred Germany 2024, however challenging you find the official tournament anthem Fire, by Meduza, Owner Public and Leonie. If you have been tuning in to every game on TV or radio and paid attention during the pre-game shenanigans, you have heard it a minimum of 50 times. Even if you have, I bet you still can't hum it. Almost commendable blandness from the Meduza lads, you have to take your hat off. plenty of other memorable moments have presented themselves, which we shall now salute with a series of awards. 1 broken nose, 1 mask, 1 goal, 24 attempts on goal. My competition. It was difficult, said the French striker. It was a failure. Never mind, he will surely be helped back to his best by the patient and understanding crowd at Real Madrid. Missed a golden boot's worth of chances in Belgium's game against Slovakia, which set tone for a woeful tournament. Said before previous Euros he was considering international retirement, may as well have gone through with that, such was his impact. Had to contend with a series of children and man-children invading the pitch in hunt for a selfie, as well as a weak pun on his name after he missed a penalty. But that does not excuse his dreadful free kicks and shambling performances at the blunt end of a Portugal team. He seems destined to rule for the next 300 years. Prince Harry Award for Worst Fancy Dress Choice. Those who were wearing dreadlock wigs, perhaps a bad idea in the modern climate, but go for it if you must, and blackface absolutely not in tribute to Rude Gullet. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Award for People's Champion. King of the fan zones after rocking up with saxophone and mandatory accompanying sunglasses to play along with pop songs to widespread delight. Until they were knocked out. Host city most different to expectations. You hear North Rhine-Westphalia and think industrial heartland, factories, warehouses, endless gray buildings erected in a hurry 60 years ago. You visit Dusseldorf and find a world-beating art gallery, a banging boozy old town, and several charming neighborhoods you can erroneously picture yourself living in. A delight. Host city exactly as bad as everyone says. Similar in population to Walsall, and that's not the only thing they have in common. Tettle Award for Good Clean Fun. Snapping spaghetti in front of Maca-cast Italians. The Brown Sugar Award for song It Is Time to Retire. Now adopted by everyone from Austria to Hungary, which admittedly are next to each other. England must put it behind them and begin the root and branch review of Neil Diamond. Michael Fabricant Award for Least Explicable Hair Choice. Germany midfielder liked their pink away kit so much he put it on his head. Not everyone was amused. Former Arsenal goalkeeper Jens Lehmann said, does he somehow have personality problems that he has to stand out like that? Morrissey Award for Joke, which isn't funny anymore, of initially plausible Gareth Southgate deepfake saying rude things. It's all fun and games until AI becomes sentient and gets revenge by playing the same joke on your mum, or wipes out the species. Mumsny AIB Award for Most Petulant Fan Behavior. Award shared by those who walked out early of the Slovakia game, missing Jude Bellingham's overhead kick, and those who threw beer at Southgate for having the temerity to guide his team to the top of their group. Kirsty Alsop Award for Hottest Property. An unsatisfactory race for the top scorer, with 6 players tied on 3 goals each going into the final. But give it up for the true winner, Ohm Goals. 10 in total, there were just 9 in the first 15 European Championship tournaments. Sign him them up. Everyone went over to Joao Felix.